Today we learn how to do this. Welcome to another Premiere tutorial. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to create 4 simple transitions that work miracles in your videos. I'm going to be providing the files I'm using in a Dropbox link, so please read the description below in the video and you can actually follow through and experiment with these techniques that I'm going to be teaching you today. So let's go and begin our tutorial today. The first thing you're going to do is get the music you want to use and then mark the beats. And you're going to make your transitions 2 or 3 frames before the beat hits, and the transition is only going to last 3 frames or 2 frames after the hit. And that gives the viewer the audio cue and the visual cue, so the transitions play even and smoothly. So once you've done that and you have your markers and your audio file, then we're going to just go and begin our transition tutorials. So the first thing we're going to do is duplicate our video layer. So I'm clicking Alt and dragging up. I'm going to expand the track above 2 frames back. So I'm just clicking and dragging. I'm not moving the actual video track, I'm just expanding the track. And then I'm going to shorten it. My effect is going to be effectively 3 frames to the back from the beat and 2 frames forward. So that's going to give me a nice transition. Then we're going to change the blending mode to linear light, and we're going to reposition the top layer, and just so we can see. And we're going to play a little bit with the opacity. We're going to lower it. Then I'm going to drag and drop in the timeline the assets that I provide you in the folder. The link is going to be in the description in the video, so you can download this. I'm just going to turn my music on so I can hear the beat, make sure it plays correctly. So we're going to just shorten the duration of this EPS file, and we're going to play with the scaling. Again, this is up to you how exactly you want to use them. I'll just show you the way I'm doing it, and then you can follow through, or you can play around and kind of do your own thing. But the effect works basically the same way no matter what assets you have. So I'm playing with the blending mode of my second layer, which is just the same layer I duplicated and scaled differently. So in this case, the first one has normal blending mode, and the second one has overlay blending mode. So I'm just going to duplicate that layer again, and this one has an overlay blending mode. I'm going to scale it up. I think I like that, and that's pretty much it. You can now go to time remapping, and then in your clip to the left you're going to find a spot to remap time, so it speeds up when it gets close to our transition. Okay, I'm going to speed up. I'm going to drag, click and drag, so I can make the transition long enough. So I'm going to speed it up, click and drag, and I'm going to make this one a bit smaller. Okay, now I'm going to do the same with the clip to the right. I want that movement to be ramped, so it begins faster just after the transition, and it slows down to normal speed. So if I click and drag these little icons, I can smooth out the transition between fast speed and slow speed. And there we go. I'm going to save my project, and I think we'll move on now to the next one. So again, we're going to duplicate the left layer. We're going to extend the duration of the layer with holding Ctrl to 2 frames to the left, and then we're going to go 1 frame to the right. Then we're going to delete this bit, change the blending mode to vivid, and scale the image and move it a little bit, the position, scale, and opacity. That's the three things I need to be changing. Okay, play that back. I'm happy with that. I actually lower a little bit more the opacity. Now I'm gonna drag the big square EPS file into my timeline. Again, we're gonna cut that 2 frames after the transition has ended, and I'm gonna cut it 3 frames before the transition. We're gonna duplicate the layer, 1, 2, 3. We're gonna cut that there, and then we're gonna cut this 1 frame before the transition, the top layer. We're gonna reposition the new file or the top layer. And again, this is clear. This is up to you where you want it, and your image might be different. And if you're following through, you might want to do the same. Play with the opacity on the top layer. We're gonna shorten this duration, and then actually I'm just gonna duplicate this again 1 more time, and this time I'm gonna change the blending mode to overlay, and I'm gonna play that 1 more time. I think I might just scale this a bit and reposition it, lower the opacity a little bit, and shorten the duration. And there we go. Okay, now we're gonna select our video layer, and again I'm gonna ramp speed. And the ramp speed is just gonna happen just before that beat hits. That's gonna give us our visual cue, and then the transition hits when the EPS files are there. So the ramp speed it generates a lead to or anticipation to that beat. We're gonna go ahead and do the same with the file in the right. Click and then drag up the line. It makes the clip go faster, so it remaps that time. And then we're gonna just put that, we're just gonna put that there, and I think I'm happy with that. And now we'll move on to the next one. Feel free to experiment with this technique. Depending on the music you're using, it will generate different effects, but the principle is the same. So you're generating a glitch kind of effect with the EPS files just before your beat hits in your music track, and it gives a good transition between one scene and another scene. So in this case, I think we're just gonna ramp the speed. This is gonna be very simple. I think ramp speed is a very effective way to move from one section to another section. So again, we're gonna hit time remapping, click that green window, time remapping, that's where it is, and then you drag this line, or you click in the line, and then this little icon, you can split it to make the transition smooth if you open it, and then if you pull the line up, you can see the transition there. So this is fast, this is slow or normal speed, and this is the transition between the speeds changes. So I'm happy with that one. We'll move on to the last one. So in this case, it's going to be a very, very simple technique, but it is also very effective. I'm just going to drag and drop the layer to the right, move 2 frames back, so expand the layer, not move the actual track. And then I'm going to shorten the duration of this layer, and I'm just going to lower the opacity here. Very, very simple, but that little break makes such a big difference when the file is playing. And then that's pretty much it. I hope you like this tutorial. It's a very simple tutorial, very easy to follow, but this technique will give you amazing results. And again, like any other effect, you have to be gentle. Don't overuse it because you'll kill your videos. Use it every now and then, and it might give you amazing results. That's it for me today, guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit that like button, that helps a lot. If you like the video, leave a comment down below. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. I'll put the link to those files in the video description, and go ahead and experiment with the transitions that I just taught you guys. And thanks for watching.